Morning students. In my previous video I started this topic, that is poverty alleviation program in India. Poverty alleviation program has been classified into two categories. First one is self-employment program and second one is wage employment programs. In self-employment programs, various programs introduced by the government. These are REGP, that is Rural Employment Generation Program, PMRY, that is Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana, SJSRY, that is Swarna Jayanti Sahari Rozgar Yojana, and SGSY, that is Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarozgar Yojana. And what are the objective of these yojanas and who will be benefited with these yojanas, that I already discussed in my previous video. Which year these programs started by the government and what are their objective? You must remember these things related to these programs. Now today I will discuss wage employment programs. First one is self-employment programs and second one is wage employment program. The government has launched various programs to generate wage employment for the poor unskilled people. Poor unskilled people. Wage employment program is started by the government basically for poor unskilled people living in rural areas. Living in rural areas. Okay. So these are I'll discuss one by one the program. The first one is related to wage employment. First program is Sampurna Gramin Rozgar Yojana. Sampurna Gramin Rozgar Yojana, in short SGRY, Sampurna Gramin Rozgar Yojana, SGRY. The scheme aims to provide what are the objective of Sampurna Gramin Rozgar Yojana? Its objective is to provide additional and supplementary wage employment by undertaking labor intensive work. Here this program is basically related to labor intensive work, thereby providing food security and increasing nutritional level. Wage were paid is a combination of food grain and cash. Here in this program, wages were paid as a combination of food grains and cash. Okay. The scheme SGRY is open to all rural poor who need wage employment and desire to do manual work, means those poor people who are unskilled and who are desired to do manual works in the village or around the village. Okay, so this is the Sampurna Gramin Rozgar Yojana. This yojana is basically for poor people who are unskilled and who can do manual work, and here wages were paid as a combination of food grains and cash. And this program, the aim of this program is to provide additional and supplementary wage employment to basically undertaking labor intensive work, where government will provide employment and provide wages in a combination of food grains and cash. And government is this program introduced by the government basically to absorb rural workers who are unskilled and those who are willing to do manual work. So first wage employment program of the government is Sampurna Gramin Rozgar Yojana SGRY. Next, which is very famous, this program that I'll discuss here, that is National Food for Work program. Food for Work programs. National Food for Work. The name itself clear that what is the objective of this program. National Food for Work program. This program was launched in 2004. This year this program is launched with objective of intensifying the generation of supplementary wage employment. Short form it is known as NFFWP. National Food for Work program. Okay. Initially this program started in 150 most backward district as a pilot project. Backward district of the country to provide additional resources apart from the resources available under SGRY. This program was implemented and 100%, you must remember, related to this program is 100% centrally sponsored scheme. This kind of question asked in the examination, which of the following program is 100% centrally sponsored scheme, then that program will be National Food for Work program. This program was incorporated with Manrega in MGNREGA. You must have heard the name of this program. That program is full form of this program is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Okay. In 2005, National Food for Work program was incorporated in Manrega, means Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Generation Act. I am writing year also in 2005. What is the aim of Manrega and what are the objective of Manrega? Manrega aims at enhancing the livelihood security of the people in rural areas by guaranteeing 100 days of wage employment in a financial year. Students, again I repeat it again that Manrega, that is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, and that is started basically in 2005, or SGRY, sorry, National Food for Work program, sorry, I am writing NFFWP, incorporated in Manrega in 2005. What is the aim of Manrega and objective of aim of Manrega? Aim at enhancing. Sometimes separate question used to ask related to Manrega. What are the question will be like what are the objective of Manrega, which year Manrega introduced, and what are the objective of Manrega. So I am discussing over here what are the objective of Manrega or aim of the Manrega. Aim at enhancing the livelihood security of people in rural areas by guaranteeing guaranteeing 100 days of wage employment. 100 days of wage employment in a financial year. In a financial year to a rural household. Whose basically for adult member whose adult members volunteer to do unskilled manual work. Okay, you must remember that what are the aim of Manrega, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Its aim is to enhancing the livelihood security of people in rural areas by guaranteeing minimum 100 days of wage employment in a financial year to rural household. Basically, this program is for unskilled worker in rural areas, adult workers in rural areas, those who can do manual work. All those among the poor who are ready to work at minimum wage can report for work in areas where this program is implemented. Okay. Uh, these are the programs like SGRY and NFFWP and Manrega. These are the program which are related to wage employment programs, and these programs are basically for poor unskilled people living in rural areas. Again I repeat it, what is SGRY? SGRY is Sampurna Gramin Rozgar Yojana, and is here the wages were paid as a combination of food grain and cash. And then National Food for Work program, here National Food for Work program. This program was launched in 2004, and with the objective of intensifying the generation of supplementary wages employment. And initially NFFWP, National Food for Work program, started in 150 most backward district of the country as a pilot project to provide additional resources apart from the resources available in SGRY. Both run parallel in initial stage, and here this program is National Food for Work program is a 100% centrally sponsored program. Okay, and next is Manrega, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, and that started basically in 2012. Now student, next is critical evaluation of poverty alleviation program. Though student, the policy towards poverty alleviation program has evolved in a progressive manner, but in spite of this, hunger, malnourishment, illiteracy and lack of basic necessities continue to be common feature in many parts of India. India has, as I discussed in my every class which are related to poverty, that we have still the largest concentration of poor people in India, and according to 2011 census, 1% of the population still live below poverty line, and hunger, malnutrition, illiteracy and lack of basic amenities continue to be a common feature in many parts of India. The poverty alleviation program has been found unsatisfactory because there are various reasons due to which we can say all the poverty alleviation program has performed below the expectations, and we can say that is totally unsatisfied. That's why we have still a largest concentration of poor people in the world. India has largest concentration of poor people in India in world, and even the in terms, if we talk in terms of malnourishment, 50% of the children in our country who are below 5 years are malnourished. Despite of various programs run by the government, India is not able to reduce poverty as it should be if you compare with the developed country, or if you compare with neighboring country. Even Pakistan is doing well if we talk in terms of poverty reduction. China is doing great in poverty reduction. Small countries like Sri Lanka and Bangladesh is also doing well in reducing poverty. But India has still a largest concentration of poor people reside below poverty line. And most paradoxical thing is government is spending huge amount of money. But if government is seriously wanted to reduce poverty, then government should give more resources in reducing poverty program in India. The first thing that is find by economists and policymakers, that government should increase the resources which are allocated for poverty alleviation program. So first thing where we can say that because of this poverty is not reducing as a fast rate is, first one is a lack of resources. Lack of resources. First causes is lack of resources as compared to the magnitude of poverty. If you compare with the magnitude of poverty, the amount of resources allocated for this program is not sufficient. We can say that that is not sufficient. Whatever resource allotted by the government, if we compare with the amount of poverty, then that amount is not sufficient. Okay, second one is unequal distribution of asset. That is very common phenomena in our country. Unequal distribution of assets. Due to unequal distribution of land and other asset, the benefit from poverty alleviation program have been appropriated by non-poor. Okay, this is the basic reason, one of the reasons where government is not able to reduce poverty at fast rate. Then third one is improper implementation. Improper implementation. Improper implementation. This program, like these program that I discussed, this program depend mainly on government and bank official for their implementation. However, due to corruption is such a huge problem in our country. Corruption and lack of training also. Lack of training. Pressure from local leader and non-participation of local level institution resulted in improper implementation of the program. Next causes lack of infrastructure. Lack of infrastructure. Lack of infrastructure. There was lack of infrastructure facilities like schools, roads, power, telecom, IT service. These are related to infrastructure service, training institution, etc. In the poverty stricken area, there is lack of infrastructure uh, in sense of economic and social infrastructure in those areas where is larger concentration of poverty. Then next is we can say lack of active participation of poor people. It is also seen that lack, I'm writing over here, and lack of active participation of poor people. student, it is also seen that the poor people are not very actively participate in the programs which are launched by the government for them. High growth rate alone is insufficient to reduce poverty. In fact, there is a need for active participation of poor for effective implementation of poverty alleviation programs. So these are the reason because of poverty is not reducing at fast rate in our country. First reason is lack of resources. Whatever resources allotted for poverty reduction program is not sufficient if we compare with the amount of poverty. Then unequal distribution of assets. That is a common thing in our country, where a distribution of land and assets is unequally divided among poor and non-poor, and most of the programs which are run by the government is their benefit is usually taken by non-poor also. Improper implementation due to corruption and lack of training and uh, lack of interest of local leaders and non-participation of local level institutions resulted in improper implementation of the program. Then lack of infrastructures and lack of active participation of poor people. In my next video, I will discuss a few important questions related to this chapter.